I don't know if you remember 9/11, Kira. I know I don't really remember it because I was like 5. Even here in Canada, 9/11 was obviously a big deal. I mean, I don't know if it's like a big deal in other countries, but obviously it's a major day for most Americans, and I don't really remember what happened at all. I just was a little too young to remember. To give a brief summary for everybody, on September 11th, 2001, in New York City, two planes would crash into the Twin Towers. That were these massive towers in New York that everyone loved. They were really pretty in the skyline. And when the first plane hit, most people kind of assumed it was just a mistake. They thought maybe an engine failed, or maybe the pilot was just a little too low and didn't notice, and everyone was still like freaking out, obviously. But when the second plane hit, that's when Americans knew that this had to have been a terrorist attack. Because, I mean, planes don't just crash all the time, especially in the same location minutes apart. Two more planes would actually crash. One would crash in the Pentagon, and then another plane would actually crash into a field in Pennsylvania, but it actually was crashed by the passengers in the plane because they broke into the cockpit and knew that they needed to take this plane down because it was supposed to head to the White House or the Capitol building. Almost 3,000 people died from this terrorist attack, but there's one person that never gets remembered. He was the last person to die on 9/11, and he was a Polish man. His name was Henryk Siwiak. He had moved to New York almost a year prior, and on the morning of September 11th, his job was closed down and he couldn't wait to not work. He wasn't excited to go back to work. It was more so he just had to because he needed money. Unfortunately, this led him to taking a job that was late at night, and just when he was walking to this location, he was shot and killed. But no one knows why. He has been known as technically the only person murdered on 9/11 because they didn't include the terrorist attack numbers that day. Due to the terrorist attack, a lot of the police in the area were busy securing neighborhoods, patrolling Ground Zero, and helping civilians get evacuated, trying to rescue people, which honestly just meant that there wasn't a lot of police resources for other people. And unfortunately, a lot of people did use this to their advantage and commit crimes. When Henrik was shot, no one helped him. He died in the street face first, and he had already died by the time the police arrived. It's been over 20 years since Henrik's death, and his family is still looking for answers. And today we're going to share his story and talk about what happened.